Laura A. Grace here, the author of Dear Author, Letters from a Bookish Fangirl, Team Lines of Poetry collection, and Fighting God anime devotional for otakus, which is free on a variety of platforms. I'll leave a link down below in case if you'd like to check it out. Happy Wednesday, friends! I am so excited for another Top 5 Wednesday video. We are still continuing the birthday celebration of this month and still having special guests. I really hope you guys enjoyed just chatting with Marg last week, and if you didn't check out the video, please go check it out. We had a blast. We were trying to find different titles that had a certain word in it from our list. Also, my giveaway is still happening. I'll leave a link down below or up in the corner, either one. So please definitely go check that out. It ends at the end of this month, and definitely stay tuned because we do have more special guests. But today, like I said, is Top 5 Wednesday, and if you're not familiar with Top 5 Wednesday, Top 5 Wednesday was formed by Lainey back in 2013. The group is now since on Goodreads, and I'll also leave a link down below. Basically, each week our host puts together a series of prompts, and then on that Wednesday, we answer the prompt with 5 books, or in this case, manga, that reflect that said prompt. Today's prompt is kind characters, and I'm so excited because this prompt was done in honor of tomorrow, which is Random Acts of Kindness Day, and I'm super duper excited. As we know, not just in fiction, but in real life too, but we're talking about fiction, that when people do random acts of kindness, whether big or small, it affects not just one person, but it can affect everyone. So what are some characters that are just really kind? And those are the characters manga that I'm going to be featuring today. And this one was a little bit hard because I thought of quite a few different characters that were very kind. And so I'm pretty sure this is like my top 5 that I definitely want to mention. And for number 1, I'm really excited because this one like popped in my mind this morning. And so for number 1, I'm going to do Medalist. This was an ebook that I read, I believe, like last year, and I did do a video review of it. It centers around ice skating, and it's about it's about 2 different people actually, but the guy that I wanted to focus on for kind characters is Tsukasa, I believe is his name. He is the teacher guy that is featured in that story, and what I love about him is that he reminded me of like an adult version of Hinata, just a little bit less low-key, but just as encouraging, just as kind. And I chose him not necessarily because he reminded me of Hinata, but because I love how he just shows so much kindness to the young girl that's on the cover. Her name is Inori, and she is an aspiring ice skater, and she's pretty much to the point where people don't want to train her. They don't want to be her teacher because I guess in Japan you want to be at a certain age to start molding that child into being an amazing ice skater that can enter the Olympics and just participate or compete, at a world level. And Inori dreams of that. And Tsukasa, that was his dream. And things did not work out quite as he planned. I won't go into spoilers or anything, but things didn't work out like he plans. And he even says that like he doesn't want to be a teacher to this girl. But then he sees her attitude, her determination, and just her endurance and her never giving up, that he decides he is going to be her teacher. And I just love how kind he is to her. Like, he never berates her dream of still trying to be this world-class ice skater, despite that she's like the only or the oldest child in like these camps or at the skating rink. Like, she never once gives up, and neither does he. And so I just wanted to feature him because I feel like his kindness just radiates off the page, and just how like special Inori is to him. It's just such a beautiful story. It's very high like stakes and very intense. Like, that's probably one of the darkest, most intense sports stories I've read, and I'm bummed that this is a digital only series from Kodansha because the first volume was very, very good, and I'm just so excited to like spotlight Tsukasa because, like I said, he is such a kind teacher and very, very encouraging. For number 2, I'm also excited about this one and was literally rereading this before filming this video, and that is Skip and Loafer. Mitsumi, our main girl here, is sort of like a country bumpkin. She's a country mouse, but she is so, so kind. She literally just befriends everyone. Like, sometimes the people around her are not, I wouldn't say super mean, but they sort of throw shade at her more or less, and she doesn't even realize that shade has been thrown at her, but yet she still continues to be kind to everyone around her, and she, like I said, befriends them, and she's so, so precious. Like, there's a few panels, I don't know if I can find the one. Oh my goodness, when she tells the main guy that he reminds her of her dog, and she meant it so kindly. It was so precious. It was so cute. Or when they go out with, she goes out with one girl and him to like a coffee shop, and when she has like her first, what was it, cappuccino or something like that. Look how precious. They're like, she's like a baby duck. She's just so amazing. And I really feel like she would be a character that's like, yes, let's do Random Acts of Kindness Day and let's celebrate it, because she is just a very kind character to everyone, even to the people. People are like, you shouldn't be kind to them because they weren't necessarily kind to you. And she's like, oh, they weren't. You know, she's just that kind of person who's so kind and just very, very precious. I need to get volume 3 because I believe it released not this past Tuesday, but the Tuesday before on the 8th. And so I need to go get it because as I was rereading this, I was like, this is so great. Like, the characters are awesome. And even our main guy is really kind to Mitsumi. He is just something else as well. So I would say both of them are really great characters for this prompt of just how kind they are to each other, and especially Mitsumi to other people. For number 3, I'm also really excited about this one, and that is the Dragon Knight's Beloved. Melissa is so, so kind. Man, I don't even know if there's a mean bone in her body, so to speak, because she really is just kind to everyone. Like, even who I'm pretty sure is going to be the villain slash villainess, like, she's even kind to them. Like, I'm like, I don't know if she could actually be mean. And then bring in the dragons that she's like completely obsessed with and absolutely loves, and she is even kinder. Like, she loves dragons, and if you love dragons, I highly recommend checking this out because it is just so dragon focused, and Melissa, like I said, loves dragons, and it just really radiates off the page. And plus the art is absolutely beautiful, so, so gorgeous. And I do have a full review if you like to check it out. It is just a really good story. But yes, we're talking about kind characters, and I really just feel Melissa is definitely just one of the kindest characters that I'm mentioning today. But it is a close competition because for number 4, I am going to say No from Honey So Sweet, who I literally think is like the sweetest character I have ever read. Like, these two in general, like No and Taiga, oh my goodness, like, yes, literally, like, this is just the sweetest manga ever. I mean, there's nothing else to explain it. Though we're talking about kind characters, not sweet characters, but Nao truly is a very, very kind character. I mean, from the get-go, she's getting, basically, he says he wants to marry her one day, or he wants to date her with marriage in mind, and he's sort of considered, not a bully, an outcast, and she's very intimidated by him and very fearful, but she decides, yes, that she's willing to date him with marriage in mind. And just through this whole series, I mean, Now goes above and beyond. Like, even when her personal feelings are just a hot mess and she wants to speak up, and there's times that she probably really wants to be mean, she never is. And like, even the one time that she feels she was mean, like, girl, no, you were still super kind. Like, that person doesn't even know. They don't even know how much you held back. So she literally, just through this whole series, she is so sweet and so kind. Her and Taiga are just the most precious couple ever. I guess, as I've seen people say, that it will give you a cavity just from how sweet and wholesome and just beautiful and precious this series is. And for number 5, I had to mention this one. I've been holding on to it specifically for this Top 5 Wednesday video, and I'm going to feature Naho from Orange. You can't get much kinder than this because she really, I mean, the premise is that she gets letters from her future self. Her future self tells her to basically watch over this young man here, to make different choices that she did to keep this young man safe from a horrible future. And Naho, as much as she's like, this is so far-fetched in the beginning, she really takes those letters to heart, and she is just so kind, and she goes above and beyond to show that kindness to this young man, to support this young man, and really just be a great friend, not just to him, but everybody in this story. And it just the transformation that she goes through, I feel like, internally, and her feelings, maybe transformation isn't the right word, because she doesn't change vastly. I feel it's subtle, but I don't know, there's just something about Orange that is a very powerful story, and there are a lot of tears, there are a lot of feels, but you really see not just kindness, but the love from these characters to help this young man. I mean, it is just so amazing and so inspiring and so heartbreaking all in one. I do have a video review of it, of just how impactful this series is, and it's just very, very moving. Like, it's hard to put this in words, I feel like, without giving spoilers, but I definitely feel Naho deserves to be in the top 5 of saying kindest characters, kind characters, because of her actions and because of what she does, and how she really just strives to, like I said, just go above and beyond and be there for this young man. It is so amazing, and definitely recommend it. And you guys knew it was coming, had to do an honorable mention, and this one is sort of in honor of the manga challenge that I'm doing with Mark over on Instagram for the love of shoujo, because this is the pick I'm doing for today's prompt, and so I'm going to feature Sawako from Kimi ni Todoke. I specifically wanted to mention, was it volume 26, because these girls' friendship is amazing, and the kindness that Sawako shows to her, and just how their friendship grows, and how it was in the beginning to what it is in the end, especially this volume, is so impactful. I remember I read the whole series from my library. I got like the whole series from them, but they didn't have volume 26, and so I bought this volume, and I remember how like disappointed I was that I had like my least favorite character, or who at that time at the beginning felt like my least favorite character. But then you read this volume and you just, Sawako's kindness just radiates off the page, and her heart, and just, she is a beautiful and amazing character. And despite like everything that has been done to her, and how she's sort of been picked on and been known as Sadako, that she continues to show kindness and continues to show love, and she is just like I said, a beautiful and incredible character, and I love her story and I love her journey. But especially this volume, I feel like this is like where, again, we just see Sawako's kindness just come off the page and just wrapped around me as a reader, and especially our girl here, Kurumi, I think is her name, that it just surrounds her, and she walks away knowing where she stands with Sawako. And you know, I feel like she should have known beforehand just because of who Sawako is, but there is no doubt in her mind from this like point forward of who she is, and why and how she is a friend. So this, oh my goodness, this volume is so very good. Absolutely just love this series. Every time I pick up a volume just to randomly read, like for these top 5 Wednesday videos, I'm always reminded of like, Laura, you really need to go back and reread it, because it's just powerful. It's just powerful, and Sawako is definitely one of the kindest characters out there in shoujo manga, and definitely deserves all the hype and all of the love. And that, my friends, wraps up my choices for today of kind characters. I feel like there are so many out there. I know not just in shoujo manga, and I realized that I think almost all these picks were shoujo, but what are some kind characters that you would feature, especially that are maybe outside of the shoujo manga genre, I guess you would say? I would love to hear from you, friends. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and thanks so much for watching. Bye!